Dear seeker, pause for a moment and ask yourself, why is it that some souls walk through life with an inner light, sensing truths that others cannot see, guided as if by an unseen hand? Why do they feel a gentle knowing in their heart, while the rest of us struggle with doubt, confusion, and fear? The sages tell us that the secret lies not outside, but within, hidden in a subtle doorway called the third eye. This is not just a symbol or a poetic image, but a living center of consciousness, resting silently between your two eyebrows, waiting to be awakened. Maha Avatar Babaji, the timeless yogi who still guides seekers in spirit, would remind his disciples that the third eye is the lamp of the soul, the bridge between human limitation and divine vision. He would say, "The ordinary eyes see only form, but the awakened eye sees truth." To open this sacred eye is to rise beyond the restless mind, to touch the inner stream of wisdom, and to recognize the guiding presence of the eternal within you. But here lies the mystery. Opening the third eye does not require force, effort, or complex ritual. Babaji always emphasized simplicity, purity, and devotion. Just as the sun does not struggle to shine, your inner eye does not struggle to awaken. It blossoms naturally when you attune yourself to the right vibration. And what is this vibration? It is sound, the primal sound of creation, the cosmic syllable, the living mantra that Babaji himself taught as the easiest key to unlock the third eye. Dear seeker, stay with me, for in the coming moments we will walk step by step into this hidden science, and you will discover how a single sacred mantra can open the door to inner vision, clarity, and divine communion. Dear seeker, before we speak of mantras and practice, let us first understand what the third eye truly is. Many imagine it as a mysterious symbol or a hidden power, yet Babaji would remind his disciples that it is not fantasy, it is a living reality within every human being. The third eye, or ajna chakra, rests at the point between the eyebrows, but its influence is far greater than a single spot on the body. It is the seat of inner perception, the throne of wisdom, and the channel through which the soul gazes beyond the illusions of this world. Babaji often explained that with our two physical eyes we see form, color, and shape, but with the third eye we perceive truth, essence, and spirit. He would say, "The eyes of flesh show you the outer world, but the eye of light shows you the eternal world." To live without the third eye awakened is to live in partial sight, walking through shadows. To live with it open is to walk in clarity, guided by intuition and touched by divine presence. This center is not something we acquire from outside, it is already within you, waiting in silence. It awakens as the restless mind grows still, as the breath becomes pure, and as the heart bows to the infinite. In this way, the third eye is both a doorway and a mirror. It opens as we turn inward, and it reflects the divine that has always been present within us. Dear seeker, to know the third eye is to know that you are more than body and thought. You are consciousness itself, capable of seeing beyond time and form. Babaji's grace invites you to step into this vision and remember your own inner light. Dear seeker, you may wonder, why is a mantra so powerful in awakening the third eye? Babaji, in his timeless compassion, explained that the entire universe is woven of vibration. Every star, every breath, every thought is a ripple in the ocean of sound. Before there was form, there was nada, the cosmic resonance. It is from this eternal sound that creation itself flows. A mantra, therefore, is not just a collection of syllables, it is a living stream of vibration, a bridge between your limited self and the infinite source. Babaji would remind his disciples, when you chant a mantra with devotion, you are tuning your soul to the frequency of the divine. The restless mind, which scatters attention in 1,000 directions, becomes focused, purified, and harmonized. And in that harmony, the third eye naturally begins to awaken. The reason is simple, dear seeker, the third eye is sensitive to subtle currents of energy. Harsh noise, restless thoughts, and negative emotions cloud its radiance, like dust covering a lamp. But a sacred mantra, repeated with sincerity, washes away those coverings. It purifies the channels of prana, the life force, and draws awareness to the silent center between the brows. In this way, the mantra becomes a gentle hand guiding your soul toward the inner light. Babaji often compared it to striking a bell. When struck, the bell releases waves of sound that continue long after the touch is gone. In the same way, the mantra, once set in motion by your breath and heart, continues to echo in the subtle body, resonating with the third eye and calling it awake. Thus, dear seeker, a mantra is not an external tool, it is the voice of your own higher self, reminding you of the eternal truth already within. Dear seeker, after countless ages of spiritual exploration, sages and masters have agreed upon one truth: the most direct and effortless key to awakening the third eye is the sacred syllable Om. Babaji, in his eternal compassion, would gently guide his disciples to this sound, reminding them that Om is not merely a word, but the very heartbeat of existence. It is the primal vibration from which galaxies were born, the soundless sound that carries the presence of the infinite. Babaji would say, Om is the mother of all mantras. To chant it is to align yourself with the pulse of creation itself. Unlike complex practices or rare initiations, Om belongs to every seeker, everywhere. Its simplicity is its power. When you chant Om with attention at the point between the eyebrows, the vibration rises like a current of light, striking the hidden door of the third eye and gradually opening it. Why Om, dear seeker? Because it carries within it threefold resonance: the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep states of consciousness, merging them into a single stream of awareness. When you chant Om, you are not only calling the divine, you are also dissolving the layers of illusion that veil your own divinity. Babaji would often remind, do not chant Om as sound alone, chant it as soul. Allow it to flow not from the lips, but from the depth of your being. Let the vibration travel upward, bathing the forehead in light, and let the silence after each chant draw you deeper into stillness. Thus, the mantra Om is not just easy, it is eternal, universal, and complete. It opens the third eye with grace, not through force, and it connects you directly with the living presence of the divine within. Dear seeker, knowing the mantra is only the beginning. The real transformation comes when you learn how to practice it with purity, devotion, and attention. Babaji would often remind his disciples that the simplest methods, done with sincerity, awaken the greatest results. To chant Om is easy, but to chant it with awareness is the doorway to the third eye. Begin by finding a quiet place where you can sit undisturbed, even for a few minutes. Sit with your spine straight, for the straight spine is like a flute through which divine energy flows. Rest your hands gently upon your knees, close your eyes, and soften your breath. Babaji would say, when the body is still, the soul is ready to fly. Now, bring your attention gently to the space between your eyebrows, the seat of the third eye. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with prana, the life force. As you exhale, let the sound Om flow forth. Allow the vibration to begin deep in your chest, rise through your throat, and finally resonate in your forehead. Do not rush, let the sound carry you, like a river flowing toward the ocean. After each chant, pause in silence. This silence is as important as the sound itself, for it is in silence that the third eye truly opens. Feel the echo of Om vibrating within, as though your very being is ringing with the cosmic note. Even a few minutes daily will bear fruit. Babaji encouraged small, steady practice over grand effort. He would remind, one sincere Om, chanted with love, is greater than 1,000 distracted repetitions. Dear seeker, if you give yourself to this simple discipline with faith, you will soon discover that the mantra is not outside you, it is your own soul calling you home. Dear seeker, as you begin to chant Om and let it resonate within the stillness of your being, you may start to notice certain subtle experiences. These are gentle signs that the third eye is responding to the sacred vibration. Babaji would always remind his disciples not to chase these experiences, but to simply observe them with calm joy, like a traveler noticing flowers along the path. One of the first signs may be a tingling or a slight pressure at the point between your eyebrows. This is the energy of prana gathering at the ajna chakra, as if knocking gently on the hidden door of perception. Some seekers feel waves of lightness in the head, as though the body has become hollow and weightless. Others begin to sense a warmth or subtle current of energy flowing upward along the spine. Visions of light are also common, a soft glow, flashes of indigo or violet, or even a radiant star shining in the inner sky. Babaji would say, do not cling to the light, for it is only a signpost. The true light lies beyond form. These experiences are not the goal, but gentle reminders that your practice is bearing fruit. You may also notice shifts in your awareness during daily life. Intuition becomes sharper, decisions feel guided, and a calm clarity begins to replace confusion. The world outside may look the same, but within you, something deeper is awakening. Yet, dear seeker, Babaji's guidance is clear: remain steady. Do not be distracted by excitement or fear. Let the mantra carry you beyond visions, beyond sensations, into the silence of pure being. For it is in that silence, when nothing remains to grasp, that the third eye blossoms fully into the light of the infinite. Dear seeker, what happens when the third eye blossoms fully? This awakening is not only for meditation, it transforms the way you live, breathe, and move in the world. Babaji would lovingly teach that the open third eye is not about supernatural power, but about divine perception. It is the ability to see life as it truly is, without distortion, without fear, without illusion. When the third eye awakens, intuition becomes your constant companion. Decisions no longer come from restless thought, but from a quiet knowing that arises like light from within. You begin to sense what is right, what is true, even before the mind has time to reason. Babaji would say, the third eye does not think, it sees. With this vision comes compassion. For when you see beyond outer forms, you begin to recognize the divine essence in every being. Anger softens, judgment fades, and love flows more freely. You see that every soul, no matter how veiled, is walking the same eternal journey toward light. Living with an open third eye also means clarity in the face of illusion. The shifting tides of success and failure, pleasure and pain, lose their power to disturb you. You begin to stand steady, like a mountain, because your anchor is no longer in the world, but in the eternal within. Babaji would remind his disciples, the true third eye is love guided by wisdom. It is not merely a mystical vision, it is a way of living, where every action is infused with awareness, and every moment becomes a step closer to the divine. Dear seeker, when the third eye opens, you do not escape life, you embrace it with new eyes, seeing the sacred hidden in the ordinary, and walking always in the light of truth. Dear seeker, as we come to the end of this sacred sharing, remember, awakening the third eye is not a distant dream, but a living possibility within you, here and now. The mantra Om, taught and blessed by Maha Avatar Babaji, is the simplest and purest doorway. It requires no elaborate ritual, no outward show, only your sincerity, your breath, and your devotion. Babaji would often remind his disciples, greatness lies not in doing more, but in doing one thing with complete love. And so, let your practice of Om be small but steady. A few minutes daily, offered with reverence, can open inner skies far greater than you imagine. With each chant, you are not merely repeating a sound, you are aligning with the eternal rhythm of creation, allowing the third eye to flower, and inviting divine vision into your life. Dear seeker, if this message touched you, I invite you to reflect, what does the third eye mean to you? Is it vision, intuition, or the remembrance of your soul? Share your thoughts in the comments, I would love to read them, and your words may inspire another seeker walking beside you on this path. And if you wish to continue journeying deeper into the wisdom of Babaji and the Eternal Masters, do subscribe and stay connected. Together, we walk not as strangers, but as fellow travelers guided by the same inner light. Carry this practice gently into your life, and let the vibration of Om protect, guide, and uplift you in every step. Until we meet again in another sacred sharing, I bow to the divine in you. Jai Guru Dev.